All right. Welcome to the channel, everybody. And we're here with the first guest here on the Colonel Chubb's channel. Welcome, Hannah.
What's up?
We're here amidst all the craziness in the world to give some cool horror news. So, first, I want to give some shout outs to the people that helped me find this info. These channels you should definitely check out, everybody. We watched a movie, Jimmy Champagne, Cody Leach, and Drum Dums. Great guys in the horror community. And here we go. First, there's some Scream 5 news. The directors of the movie, Ready or Not, they reached out to Neve Campbell, but she has not answered yet. Now, at the same time, David Arquette was reached out and he said yes, so he'll be returning. And they are going to film in Williamsburg, North Carolina, and that's the same place Halloween is being filmed, and it's set to come out next summer, 2021. So let me ask you: would you want to see Neve Campbell come back, or does that not matter?
Um, I mean, it seems like she's an important part of the movie and like the franchise. So, like, I would like to see her come back.
Some people had a good theory, like they should bring her back and have her die in this one to like show all bets are off. Like David Arquette and Courtney Cox, which Courtney Cox nobody said anything, but like have Neve Campbell come back and sacrifice herself for the next group of people. I think that'd be cool. But so
I mean, she could do that, but they might also do something like where it's like her kids or something, or like getting effed with. Like that's kind of they do that a lot, and then she'll just like be in it like in the beginning, and then just kind of isn't in it that much. It
did
could
you
be something
see
like that.
Scream 4?
I think the last one I saw was 3.
Well, in 4, Emma Roberts played her niece in that
Mhm.
movie. So they did bring in like an extra family member.
Mhm.
And I won't give it away. You should see it because that one was actually pretty good. But so they could continue that and have more family people. And
Mhm.
but also a lot of these problems with the movies is the timing. Like theaters are not open as of now, but they said 2021 summer, so a year from now we should be getting Scream 5, and I hope they do a good job. So
Mhm.
that's that's what's going on with that.
Well, I did lose a lot of interest in like the sequels in Scream. Like to be honest, I didn't really love them. I guess like my favorite's like the first one. To like be honest, the third one I felt like was really bad.
Most people don't like that one the most. I thought it wrapped it up okay. It probably shouldn't even have been a trilogy. Like the first one was so good and
Hmm.
different and new. Unfortunately, in the first one, they promoted Drew Barrymore and they killed her in the beginning, and I didn't. I was kind of
Oh
upset.
yeah,
Like she's on
yeah.
the poster and everything. I'm like, come on, but it took us all by surprise. So there you go. First bit of
Well,
news.
that's like
Hopes.
a very iconic death too, though. Anyways.
Yeah, it set a precedence for like what the movie was going to be, and I think it worked. So here's hoping Scream 5. We get a good script and a good movie. So next, we have some Evil Dead news. Evil Dead 4 is coming, and it's going to be called Evil Dead Rise. Now, Bruce Campbell, who plays Ashley Williams from all the other movies, is not going to be in it. He's going to be a producer with Sam Raimi, who directed the first two. Um, and the remake from 2012, I think it was, Jane Levy, the main star, she in an interview said she will not be returning. Now, the bad part to some people is that it won't be a cabin in the woods story. They're going to either move it to the suburbs or to a high rise building. And the one constant is going to be the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. So,
Hmm.
how are you on the Evil Dead movies? How you feel?
Um, I love them. The second one's my favorite.
Right?
Army of Darkness. That was whenever it got really cheesy, but it was still good. I wasn't a big fan of the series. But like Evil Dead without Ash is kind of weird to me. I mean, it could be a cool thing. It could be like its own thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. You know.
Yeah, the series puttered out at the end, and for anybody who watched the series, none of the people from the series, like Ash had a companion girl and guy. None of those people are going to be in this movie. They know that much. But Bruce
Well,
Campbell and
I'm
good.
kind of a I'm kind of a purist a lot of the time whenever it comes to like I guess horror. So I usually always like the original stuff, and then I guess like they see that they're making money, so then they just keep like putting out these movies, and they're not very good. It's like Halloween. There were so many like horrible Halloween movies. They just kept
Yeah.
getting worse, and they just kept making them. You know.
Yeah, I mean, both Scream and Evil Dead, it's been more than 5 years since these movies had a last movie or a remake or whatever you want to call it. So that's a downer. Like the new era of people watching horror movies might know what Evil Dead is, but this will be an introduction. So they have a lot to prove. And I don't like the high rise or the suburban setting, but I understand
No.
they can't keep going back in the woods, but there's better ways to do it.
I mean, but the woods is so scary though. Like
Right?
that's where the mysteries are. It's like if you're in a city, it's just not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like that creepy to me. Takes a lot away, like from you know, just being trapped in the woods in the middle of nowhere. With a bunch of demons after you. It's like that's kind of like that's more
Yeah.
scary to me. I don't know.
Some of the big appeal for people is the first Evil Dead was literally a low budget movie that Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell did on their own. They
Yeah.
had to go borrow from everybody and do the effects themselves. And the show, which I liked the first season of the show,
Hmm.
it had money and it had this, but it didn't, like you said, didn't have the charm or the nostalgia. So I hope they can find a way to get back to their roots
Hmm.
and they don't just do a money grab, like you said, where, oh, this is like Halloween 5, 6, 7. Like, oh, who cares? But all we can do is hang tight and wait. Um, I'll keep track, obviously, and see what we find out about a story should be next, like what the script's going to be. So
I
I'm
mean, the
going to keep
first
on
Evil
that.
Dead was like in the late '70s or something. I mean,
Um,
or maybe early '80s. I could be wrong, but I know
yeah,
it's like pretty old by now. For like a horror movie. You
it's
know.
funny. The Evil Dead 1, before that, they shot a short film that was basically the story, and I think that was 1979. And the first
Okay.
movie was like 81, 82. Yeah. So, uh-oh, they're coming to get me.
No, don't you silly. Oh, Scream is
But
kind of old now too. It's like that. Like that's from like what the '90s or something. Like that's like
95,
yeah, like
94,
I was
95.
like freaking like 3 years old or
Well,
something. Like that's a long time ago.
but the last one, even the last one was like '09. So it's been a while. So
They did that series too.
two series, MTV and VH1.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't really watch it though.
I
So I
I
don't know.
saw
I don't have an opinion yet unless I watch it.
it's fun. I watched some of the MTV series, but they couldn't get the rights to the mask, the Ghostface mask, so they had a different mask. Then when the VH1 came out, they got the rights to the mask back, but by that time it was stale and they were just kind of repeating the whole thing. But I didn't get to see that one. So with both of these, Scream and Evil Dead, I hope they stick to some of the source material, give us a decent story, and it's not just a money grab, right? So, but moving on now, we're gonna go to kind of the mother of them all. I have some Halloween Kills news. Now, that's if anybody doesn't know, Halloween Kills is the name of the next Halloween movie following 2018. They gave I say a short list, but a list of the returning characters. So now you did see the 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this is some of these are funny because of the way they said it, but we have Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back as Laurie Strode, obviously, because now she was supposed to die in the last movie, but it's so popular she lived through plot armor. Um, they even listed Michael Myers is coming back, like duh.
Mm.
Um, now Laurie's children in the movie, her daughter Karen by Judy Greer is coming back, and her daughter Allison, the granddaughter, she's coming back. Those are the three survivors at the end of the movie that you saw in the truck. Now, it's rumored that Sheriff Hawkins is coming back. He was in 2018, but got stabbed by the psychiatrist. Um, Anthony Michael Hall is playing Tommy, who was the kid that Jamie Lee Curtis babysat in the very first Halloween. And Lindsay is the girl from the first Halloween, played by the actual girl from 1978. She became a reality star. I forgot
Mm-hmm.
her name and I didn't write it down, but they're coming back as the two kids. Then, if anybody who remembers the first two movies in H2O, there was a nurse who smoked cigarettes. Her name is in the movies is Marion Chambers. She's coming back. Um, they got the original sheriff from 1978, Sheriff Brackett, and then uh, they mentioned Lonnie, who was a kid, one of the kids from the first movie. They basically, I can just say they got a whole bunch of people from 1978, the characters or the actual people, and supposedly a Dr. Loomis flashback. Now, Donald Pleasance passed away when they released uh, Halloween 6 or 8, whatever, the one with Paul Rudd in it. And they're going to do a Star Wars like de aging CGI on Dr. Loomis. Many
Oh,
people are, yeah, many people are like, why? Why go through all that? So
it always looks kind of creepy sometimes when they do that.
it's the uncanny valley. Like, what am I looking at? Who is this? Does it work? Like Carrie Fisher in Rogue One looked really weird, but
Yeah, it's like
some
kind
of
of
the
cartoony.
yeah, Marvel did it okay with some of their characters, but that's Marvel. Um, were you? How did you feel about Halloween 2018?
Oh, I thought it was good. Like I enjoyed it where they like. Is that the one where he's in the basement and stuff?
At the end, they trap him.
Yeah, that one was good. It was scary. Like that was actually a good one for a change because there've been so many like horrible ones. I was surprisingly I liked it. You know,
Yeah,
I thought it felt like a had like that feel to it to me, like authentic. You know.
yeah. They took a lot of pride in setting it up, and for anybody who might not know or remember, the 2018 Halloween is a continuation of only the first movie from 78. None of the sequels are included. That's why they're not brother and sister, Laurie and Michael. None of that's in there. But it begs the question: why is he chasing her down? Like he's
Mhm.
going out of his way to do this. But now we know that we're getting a whole host of characters to bring the lore back together. Um, the bad news is Halloween Kills was supposed to come out this October, but as we know, movie theaters are not open. So they might put it on VOD and you don't get to see it in the theater, or they're going to wait a whole another year and you're going to get it next year. Now, I'm one to say I'd rather people be safe
Mhm.
than thing, and I've heard they might open drive-in theaters like in Walmart's parking lot. I don't know if you've heard that.
No, I mean drive-ins like that's fine. Like that's 6 feet away, right? I mean you're in your car. Like how you gonna
Yeah,
get anybody sick? You know?
we don't have any down here. Like nowhere near me do they have any drive-ins like ever. So
Oh
it'd be
really?
different. Yeah, my parents said they had them when I before I was born, but Like I guess because it's kind of hot and muggy and rains a lot here, you don't
Mhm.
get. But I read just in the headlines like Walmart is going to put screens in their parking lot, and you can. They're going to make a makeshift drive-in, so we might get Halloween in that form, and that might be scarier, man, to be in your car by yourself in the dark looking at the new Halloween movie. I can imagine that.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like being at Walmart, dude. That sounds so scary.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's scary enough. Like, oh my gosh, I'm in. But they have opened some actual old drive-ins across America, so you might have one near you. I don't hear.
I don't
So
know. We got lots of them drive-ins.
really,
Yeah, I like going to the drive-in. Like, it's cool. Like, I don't like being near people, anyways. I'm kind of social, so like, I really just enjoy, chilling in my car and stuff, not being around people. You know.
well, if it comes, it'll be definitely new to me. Like I've never been to one. I've never even seen one. So
I
I
don't
heard that.
I don't like germs, and you know, whenever you go to a movie theater, there's germs anyways. Like you can get sick. Like besides, like the sickness going around right now. You know, I don't
Oh
like
yeah,
touching these handles. All these people touch the handle. I don't know what they do with their hands. You know.
yeah. I'm a germaphobe, but definitely with my hands. Like I'll wash them and then go put sanitizer. That was before
Yeah,
there was a pandemic.
yeah, me
So
too. I'm like just grossed out by stuff. I'm always avoiding getting sick anyways, to be honest. I don't do the mask thing, but it's like kind of like get away from me, like if I'm at the store anyways. I don't like people coming near me.
yeah, just yesterday or the day before, where I live, we call them parishes. They call them counties in every other state. Our parish said you can't go out in public without a mask. So any store, any trip you got to make, mask. So
That's,
luckily,
that sucks.
anyhow. Well, if did you? I heard and I read again on that some people are having corona parties to see like if they can get enough people and nothing's going to happen. They're testing the waters. They're playing roulette, and it's like Russian roulette, and it's like really
I
like
mean, I don't know. I personally just don't want to get sick at all, to be honest. So I just avoid any social events as much as I can.
me
I'm
too.
just I'm kind of
I
a
don't really.
loner and stuff. I like to just be around my people. I don't like to be around strangers.
Yeah, for me, same thing. The movie theater was okay because it can get dark, and I don't have to look at other people. But yeah, like being around groups of people, like you saw the Mardi Gras video, that's the test right there when there's thousands of people just wandering around. Uh, but I do pray the theaters come back so we can get back on track with films, not just for horror movies, but for any movie. So,
Well, I mean, if they do that Walmart idea you're talking about, like that's a cool idea too. Especially because y'all don't got no freaking drive-in, so they can just like make them. I mean, my sister's
yeah.
a projector. It's like, dude, I'll make a freaking movie theater in my house. Will come pay me, and I'll put the movies on for them.
Yeah. So, I'm going to wrap it up with there's some news from the horror community that I've been putting an ear to. And we're going to definitely keep bringing you more. We're glad to be back. And I have to say an extra special thank you to the first guest on my Colonel Chubbs channel, Hannah. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
And definitely go to Hannah's channel where me and her do such shows as Spooky Saturday, where we pick we pick, it's random for the people listening, franchises from horror. You never know. So till next time, this is Chubbs and Hannah, and we'll be back. Thanks you everybody for coming. Bye bye. Okay.